ईरान और इजराइल के जंग में लोगों के मन में ये सवाल उठ रहा है कि क्या इजराइल की सरकार के साथ इजराइल के विपक्षी दल हैं? क्या दूसरे पार्टियों का भी प्रधानमंत्री नेतन्याहू को सपोर्ट है? और ऐसे में हम बात कर रहे हैं इजराइल के एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से जो विपक्ष में है। तो जरा सुनिए विपक्ष के नेता इजराइल में क्या कह रहे हैं इस युद्ध के बारे में। हेलो शैली, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर टॉकिंग टू अस एंड आई वाज जस्ट गिविंग माय introduction that everyone would like to know that what opposition party are also saying about this war, whether they are in support with government or not. So first of all, please tell me what is your assessment about the current situation, how it is going, is it was necessary or not?
First of all, thank you for having me. This war has been imposed on us since October 7th, almost 2 years ago. And a week ago, we had to go to war with Iran because there is no other choice. Now, I'm a member of the opposition, so there is no question that I have some disagreements with this government. But when it comes to the war with Iran, there is no disagreement. Iran poses an existential threat to the state of Israel. And this war is justified, and therefore we support the government with the decision to go into this war. I think the entire opposition stood together against this war and are supporting it. We have to understand that nuclear weapons are threatening the state of Israel. We cannot have Iran be a nuclear state. And of course, the ballistic missiles, which they were producing in very high speed, is also an existential threat to the state of Israel, and we cannot afford that. And therefore, I think the entire people of Israel are in full support of this cause. And, when it comes to our internal politics, we can hash that out later after we finish the war with Iran.
You have rightly mentioned, and because I have also noticed that I'm coming here for last 3 years, and earlier I used to see lots of protest, especially after October 7th. But now I didn't find any big protest, or in that matter, any good number of people are protesting that no, we don't need war. So, what is the reason behind it?
Well, first of all, don't forget this is a democratic state, and the right to demonstrate is, of course, there. But during this war, we've been having sirens and ballistic missiles being fired at the state of Israel every hour or so, and we've been running to shelters, the entire population of the state of Israel. And so right now, when it comes to the security of the people of Israel, it's more important than demonstrating. Therefore, the people are doing what our Ministry of Defense is ordering them to do, and we're staying safe close to our shelters. And that's the reason why we don't see demonstrations. But the demonstrations are mainly because of the Gaza war and the situation since October 7th. When it comes to Iran, I think that we're all in agreement that we must eliminate the nuclear threat from Iran, and of course the ballistic missiles as well.
You are from opposition, so who can speak better than you? That mostly critics around the world used to say that the Netanyahu needs war for his political survival. Do you agree with this, or you think that it's not a Netanyahu's war; it's a war for the Israeli existence?
When it comes to the Iranian war, there is no question about that. This is an existential threat to the state of Israel, to the people of Israel, and therefore we're in full agreement. We're not dealing with politics at the moment, and as you probably know, I have a lot of criticism, but I'm not going to talk about that now, because when it comes to this threat, we are all in agreement. There is no question that the regime in Iran means to eliminate the state of Israel. They are saying it out loud. They want to eradicate the state of Israel. So we are not about to let them have that, and we are going to fight it out until this threat is removed.
So, in that sense, if I'll ask you that, okay, under the leadership of Netanyahu, Israel killed Ismail Hania, Sinwar, Nasrallah, and now many leadership from Iranian military. So, do you think that the Netanyahu has shown a great capability of Israeli defense force, or something big was expected?
Well, first of all, don't forget that all these terror organizations that you just mentioned, which is Hamas in the Gaza Strip and Hezbollah up north in Lebanon, and of course we have the Houthis, all these threats are They are proxies of Iran. Iran is the head of the snake that uses these terror organizations around the world to threaten the state of Israel. But I must say, this threat, the nuclear threat, is not only a threat to the state of Israel, this is a threat to the entire globe. And this is an interest of the entire world to stop Iran from having this nuclear weapon. And don't forget, we do not want an arms race of nuclear weapon within the Middle East. Once Iran has a nuclear weapon, other countries will want nuclear weapons as well. And this poses a threat to the entire globe, to Europe, to the United States, and other countries as well. We do not want terror militias out of Iran going through the entire world and threatening, civilians around the world. So this is a global issue. It's not only an Israeli issue. Israel took the stance and did it on its own, but I think that the entire world should support this cause.
So let me ask you the billion-dollar question. When President Trump will join you?
That's a good question. First of all, President Trump has been a true friend to the state of Israel. The administration in the United States has been supporting us and being our ally, our biggest ally, and by our side. And of course, the President Trump will do what's best for the United States and their own interest. As an opposition member, because I don't represent the government, I can tell you that, of course, we would want them to join in and help us with this threat, just because this is a global threat, not only an Israeli threat. So, of course, we support him joining in, but we will accept any decision that the United States will make, and we're very grateful for their administration and their support.
So do you think that next 48 hours, 72 hours, US may announce that it is not only Israeli war, it's a war, it's a joint war against Iran?
Well, it's difficult to assess exactly when this is going to happen. It might happen, it might take longer, or it might not happen at all. It depends on many issues. It depends on the results that we're going to have to our military achievements which were amazing during the past week. So we're going to have to wait and see. In the meantime, the state of Israel is doing what it should do. We're fighting this. We're doing everything that's possible to eliminate the nuclear threat on the state of Israel and the entire world.
So you are not a politician from opposition party. You are a former Israeli Air Force officer also.
Yes.
And like around the world, everyone is discussing that even Israel has the most advanced air defense system, but still many missiles are targeting successfully in Israeli territory. So how do you respond to this?
First of all, I'm very proud to be an officer in the Israeli Air Force. I served for around 7 years, and I took part in many operations. Some of them have similarities to what we're seeing now, so I do know how it works. I think that we have an outstanding Air Force, which is doing an amazing job, and I think nations around the world will study this for years to come. And I'm hoping that we achieve what we want when it comes to the Iron Dome and the Arrow and other interceptors that we have here. They're doing an amazing job. The statistic is amazing. Yes, we do have some missiles that are able to target and harm our civilians. Only 2 days ago we had a ballistic missile that was fired at our hospital down south. Yes. And that was horrific because they are targeting civilians. And we are only targeting military or, infrastructures that have to do with their military, with their nuclear weapons, with their ballistic missiles, or things that has to do with their regime, their fundamentalistic regime. So the opposite is targeting our civilians and hurting them, and that's what they're basically doing. So we do have some missiles that are falling within Israel. That's very unfortunate, but I think the statistics are showing that our interceptors are doing very, very well, and we're going to continue and fight this all along.
So what about hostage situation? Everyone is now discussing about Iran. So what happened with those hostages still are under the captivity of Hamas?
Thank you so much for that question. I'm the chairman of the caucus for the hostages. It's been 264 days since October 7th, since we had thousands of terrorists invade our borders and kidnap over 250 people, babies, children, families, elderly people, from their beds into the Gaza tunnels. And we still have 53 hostages in Gaza, our brothers and sisters, and we are praying for their return every single day. And it's very difficult for me because since the Iranian war has started, not enough is being said about our hostages who are still waiting to come back home. And of course, we have offered the Prime Minister time and time again as an opposition party that we will give them a safety net in order to do the hostage deal and return them back home. And I'm hoping that this war will also be some sort of leverage to having a hostage deal and bringing them back home, because this is also an opportunity when it comes to them. Don't forget that Hamas is a proxy of Iran, and it's been funded by Iran and being operated by Iran. So we need to do everything in our power to bring them back home. It's about time. It's too late. They should have been here before.
So last question, which is more challenging job for you, being a politician or when you were serving for Air Force?
Well, it's very different. It's two different things. I was very proud to serve my country as an officer in the army, and I'm very proud to serve my country as a politician now. It's two different things, and I think each one has their own challenges. So I'm not really comparing them, but it's a privilege and an honor to be a representative of my country, and I plan to do so for many years to come.
Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you so much, and be safe and take care.
You too. Thank you so much.
तो आपने देखा कि इजराइल में विपक्षी दल के नेता किस तरीके से संकट के समय सरकार के साथ खड़े होते हैं। उनका कहना है कि नेतन्याहू से उनके तमाम तरह के राजनीतिक मतभेद हैं, लेकिन इसके बावजूद भी अभी युद्ध का समय है, अभी संकट का समय है और इसलिए वो सरकार के साथ हैं। कैमरामैन रोहित के साथ मनीष झा, TV9, तेल अवीव, इजराइल।